So, it was Shane who left us that trail of blood.
I'll see what I can do. Check back. He's on his way to interrogation now.
Nothing to tell. I told you all of it. Same as always. Pressure on me to marry her, make an honest woman of her. I keep telling her, when I carry her across the threshold, it'll be a real one, not some cheap apartment. Sure I am. My God, don't you people get it? I want to find this sick bastard more than you do. Trail of... Oh my God, I can see how bad this looks, but honest, hell, it really did slip my mind. I was storming out of there, all pissed off, and must have scraped my damn elbow on something. Didn't notice it was bleeding till I was out in the car.
You're right. It does look bad.
Yeah, gives me plenty of time. And with us arguing, I was glad for the excuse.
Casino manager says you showed up 20 minutes late for your shift. What happened to having plenty of time?
I already told you, I had a bloody elbow. I stopped at a drugstore and bought some bandages and went out to the car and cleaned up, wrapped it up. And frankly, I used the time to cool down. I have to be presentable in my job. The customers I deal with are important people.
Or did you argue with Connie and things got out of hand? So you got some clothing from the car, came back, and stabbed her. Then it took a while to get cleaned up afterwards. So you were late for your shift.
You think I would try to kill Connie? The woman I'm gonna marry? Then you're sick. As sick as the son of a bitch responsible for this tragedy.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything. Got some good news. Connie pulled through. Nurses say she's recovering well, eating and talking. Might want to head down to the hospital before visiting hours are up.
Yes, thank you. I feel a little out of it. I'll try. It's kind of a blur, but I remember Shane and me, we had a bad fight. Argument, I mean. And he ran out, really angry with me. I started crying and must have flopped on the bed, fell asleep. Next thing I know, somebody in black is hovering over me like I'm having a nightmare. Only I'm awake. And he has a knife, and it's slashing and cutting, and it hurts. But I fight back, and then he runs out. Not really. Covered head to toe in a black stocking mask and sweatshirt, I guess, and pants. But it must have been Everett. It's just a feeling I have, an impression. But beyond that, he knows we keep a spare key outside. He was kind enough to drive me home once when I was sick. I had forgotten my keys at the casino and he saw me use the spare. Of course, I didn't think anything of it. Never mind, this is crazy. I shouldn't have said anything.
Neighbors heard a gunshot, which we've confirmed by a bullet lodged in the wall of your apartment. We didn't find a gun, though. Do you have one?
Actually, yes. Shane doesn't know about it. He doesn't approve of firearms. But sometimes I'm alone in that apartment, hours at a time, and you can see needing protection is no joke. Anyway, I went for the gun in my nightstand drawer after I pushed the attacker away. I fired at the figure. Don't know if I got him or not. I don't have a license for it, and Shane's against them, like I said. I was panicked and calling for an ambulance, so much going on. I'm not sure. I think I stuck it behind the nightstand.
We need to compare it against blood found at the scene.
By all means. by all means. A knife, maybe 6 or 7 inch blade, with straight edges. Couldn't see the handle, the color.
Fortunately, the knife entered at a perpendicular angle, causing the ribs to stop further penetration, preventing damage to vital organs such as the heart and lungs. That's how you were able to survive. We're looking for potential trace evidence from your assailant. Blood, fibers, anything.
Please. Nothing. Sorry, everything is a little fuzzy. So much happening.
You've been a big help. We'll check back. In the meantime, if you think of anything else, such as why you think Everett may have been the attacker, please send for us.
That's the CVS test I got back the other day. It's a boy.
Pardon me for asking. That's a risky, expensive procedure.
Well, casino benefits include full medical. I just hope the little guy hangs in there. I thank God he survived the attack.
Interesting note on her chart. 2 years ago, she was a bone marrow donor for a young child in Spain. HLA tissue matches are rare among Caucasians. The world needs more good donors.
You got enough evidence for a search. I'll hit up a judge.
This is the thanks I get for cooperating with you people. And after the support I lent your sheriff, what in heaven's name could you be looking for here?
I'm sure the sheriff is grateful for your good citizenship, Everett. We're looking for fibers, weapons, blood, and a sample of your DNA.
This is outrageous. I really should contact my attorney, but goddammit, let's get on with it.
This? Just a little cut from a glass I broke. Taking some medicine. Clumsy of me, but honestly, for all the money we spend at this place, you might think they provide decent glassware. Listen, when I called her a slut before, I was just talking. When we first came here, after our honeymoon, I was jealous of the attention Everett paid Connie. I mean, he knew her before he knew me. Since I made my displeasure known, Everett's made a point of not flirting with her. And Connie's been fine. Very friendly, but just businesslike with my husband. She and I are, what's the word? Cordial. What happened to her anyway? She all right? I certainly don't wish her ill, and I really do hope you find the person responsible. I'll make sure Everett sends flowers. As well as you ever know the help. He's very attentive to Everett's needs, and mine for that matter. Whatever you ask of him, he does with a smile. You know, I really wouldn't mind personally, but my husband has a thing about privacy. He hates it that I'm in the media all the time. Anyway, no DNA without a warrant. Sorry.
Man's handkerchief, ready for mending. Somehow Nicole doesn't strike me as the seamstress type. I'm thinking a mouse didn't make a hole in that hanky. Let's check it out. Nice work. .357 Magnum. One round fired, apparently. It's not uncommon to fire 38 rounds from these since they're cheaper. Look here. They're 38s, all right. Black wool overcoat. Too small for Everett, but... Nicole? Don't see any blood, but this garment might shed fibers all right. Nice bug hunting. Let's get back to the investigation. Nice work. Let's fire off a round in the ballistics lab. They are both 38 rounds, but the striations don't match. You don't have a match here. Take a... This coat fits the crime scene evidence all right, but it doesn't fit Everett Brower. I didn't bring this up with Connie, not at this stage of her recovery. But look at this. Take a look at these stab wounds. The direction of entry is upward against the rib cage. Could be self-inflicted, but why would she do that? Suicide attempt? Well, no big shock here. Connie's blood links her to the crime scene, but nobody else's blood except Shane's is turned up. If Shane's not the attacker, the real assailant slashed and flashed that blade without getting a scratch.
She's on her way to interrogation now.
Really? Now that's impossible. Oh, that's right. That cold snap last week? I loaned Connie that coat, and she gave it back to me the next day.
Maybe you took it back by force.
That's right. She didn't return my jacket, and I tracked her down and killed her over it. Why do you waste your time, and worse, mine, on such stupidity? I don't even know where she lived.
Good friends, are you?
I told you we were cordial. She'd done favors for me. And my husband, of course. Surely you remember how cold it was last week. Wednesday, wasn't it? She was underdressed and I helped her out. No good deed goes unpunished. Helping out at the homeless shelter? No, wait. Shopping. At the mall. Check it out if you don't believe me.
Oh, I believe you were shopping. But we may check up on that date, in case you're confused.
Hey, just got a call from the hospital. Terrible night for Connie. She lost her baby to miscarriage. She's in stable condition now, but it's obviously a tough loss. Might want to check up with her when you can.